Let's talk about the team that you call action for, the Los Angeles. I picked them to win the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
They are really terrific. I think they are the best team, top to bottom, soup nuts, coaching staff, roster in the National Football League. What have you seen? Anything else on tape? Anything else that I don't know about this team, or is it just as advertised what we see on the field right there?
You know, I think the one thing you can say, and I was talking with Daniel backstage. Everyone is selfless. They're going to do their job. And I think when you have so many alpha males or, you know, people called dogs or personalities per se, like Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, Todd Gurley, guys with these Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, they've all bought into what Coach McVay wants to do. And that's real important for this team because it could go down. It can go south real quick if not everyone bought in. Obviously, with the Aaron Donald holdout, the way they handled that situation was amazing. To have Ndamukong Suh be able to take the back seat and play a tougher position than what he's normally used to. Then you have receivers downfield blocking linebackers in the hole, and Todd. And I mean, so they're doing a good job. And what Coach McVay has done is everyone touches the ball. It's a very simple thing. You don't know who's going to get it, but there's plays designed for everybody to touch the ball. Jared Goff does a great job of spreading the ball around. And defensively, you know, you have to get the ball out quick or you'll get touched. And the corners are smart enough to understand that, and they play a certain way.
What do they need to improve on? What are they not as good at right now that you think by week 8, 10, 12, 15 they could be much better at, Maurice?
It has to be depth, right? So when you spend the type of money the Rams have spent, they don't have the same depth like year 5, 6, 7 guys. You have backups that are year 1, 2. So those guys have to get a little bit more experience because throughout the course of the season, guys are going to get hurt. And you're going to need guys to step in and be able to make an impact either on defense, offense, or special teams. So it's not necessarily the talent that they have to improve on or just a specific area in the game. It's more of just making sure you have a ton of experience with the younger players that are coming in making plays.
Well, obviously, wins it could be the answer here because the win is the greatest deodorant in the NFL, and it's also it is the great binder of teams. But why has it worked so well for Sean McVay so quickly here in L.A., do you think?
He can relate to his players. Yeah, granted, you know, you have a coach that's 31. You have players who are older than him on the team. But he can relate to those players in certain situations where maybe an older coach wouldn't be able to relate to.
How so?
Social media, for example. You know, it's not as if
so Twitter binds this team because he understands that, you know, he
understands the Twitterverse. I think, and not just it's the way the kids think, right? I coach a youth football team up north, right? And it's funny because my son's on it, and I'm trying to figure out how to get to these kids and what's going on. And my wife is like, well, listen, they all play Fortnite, which I don't. I play video games, but I don't play Fortnite. So she's like, you got to relate to those kids a certain way. So we play for V-Bucks, which is a way you can, you know, use money and different things.
So wait, Maurice Jones-Drew, you're telling me that your youth football team is more cohesive.
No
because
question.
Your wife said learn Fortnite.
That's right. So I can relate to him. And I think Coach McVay has done that the same thing with his team, as well as Wade Phillips. And, you know, like, let's be honest, Wade Phillips is probably the greatest human being on the planet right now. A guy who's on Twitter, you know, he says he loves donuts, all these different things.
Son of a bum.
So, yeah, right. He does a great job. And what they do is they don't make their scheme. They don't make the player fit their scheme. They make their scheme fit the player. So, for example, Marcus Peters is not a real press man guy. He's an off man. He likes to read the quarterback. Well, Coach Wade Phillips says, okay, this is what we'll do. You don't have to play press as much. We'll play you off. We'll switch our system so it fits you a little bit more. The same with Coach McVay and his offense. You know, some guys do better things than others, so we'll make sure you're doing those good things all the time.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.